What's going on, everybody? It is October 12th, 9:51 p.m. and you might be wondering why I'm holding my right pec. Well, reason being is I tore my pec major and had surgery a month ago, so I am still supposed to be wearing a sling. I did just, however, get out of a shower, so I'm going to be settling in for bed in a short while. So I usually let my arm hang out of the sling before I go to bed, just because obviously overnight it's going to be stuck that way. But anyway, let's backtrack and let me explain my pec tear story, and then obviously we'll get into where I'm at and so on and so forth. So yeah, unfortunately, I tore my pec. It was Labor Day weekend, and I was out on a jet ski. The waters were very crowded around here on Long Island. I was out on the bay, having a blast. Went out once, came back, went out another time. A little bit longer of a trip, and was on the way back. I had another person next to me on the left who wasn't riding with me, and a boat in the opposite direction coming towards us in the middle of the channel. So the person next to me started to veer towards my direction, obviously to avoid the boat. Me, I just reacted, and like I said, they moved into me, but they did so a little bit quickly. So a nervous reaction was to turn my ski to the right. Like I said, the water was busy, so as I turned to the right, I was already in the process of also going over a wake, and basically did a full 360 off of the jet ski. So if you picture, I'm riding it this way like this, and flipped around that way. My left hand had the key on it, was the last part of my body that was on the ski, so basically kind of got stretched out like that. In the process of being in the air, I heard the pop, hit the water, immediately grabbed my shoulder, had shoulder pain, couldn't get myself up on the ski with both hands, so had someone drag me over and was eventually able to climb myself up and went back. And, I knew I did something, major that day, going to bed. Hardly slept that night, was in, really bad pain. I'm thinking I did something to my shoulder, maybe a rotator cuff, something like that. Woke up the following morning and had bicep bruising on my left side. My chest was lopsided, and I knew something was up. At that point, I had seen pictures before of pec tears, so that's immediately where my thoughts went. I reached out to a few friends of mine that had torn their pec in the gym, which is usually how this happens, and they said that, yeah, it looks like a pec tear. Went through the whole process, MRIs, things like that. In my mind, I'm hoping for a partial tear. Lo and behold, I find out that I completely ruptured my pec off the bone, and surgery was basically on the table at that point. Now, at first, I was against the surgery. I didn't want to get it. My doctor advised that some people have not had the surgery and have made out okay. Spoke to another doctor, and he was like, you're never going to recover 100% strength functionality without the surgery. So my hands were tied, right? I'm rather young, 28 years old, natural bodybuilder. I've competed a couple times and plan to do more. Have aspirations of becoming a natural professional bodybuilder. So my hands were tied, had to get the surgery, and now here we are. Thursday, tomorrow, I will be a month post-op. I've been going to PT for the last 2 weeks. And yeah, so now I'm just, working my way back, trying to do everything in my power to make this recovery as efficient and quick as possible. One of the things being, one of the supplements that, I'm using right now is bone broth, due to the high amount of collagen and the bioavailability of it. Collagen is known to help with soft tissue repair, one of the major proteins in our body. So that's one of the things that I've implemented during this recovery process. My thought process since day one was, well, day one after the surgery was, okay, the surgery's done. That was in the doctor's hands. Now everything going forward is in my hands. Doing what I need to do in PT, pushing myself, knowing when to hold back, nutritionally, holistically, anything that I could do to help aid in the recovery, right, it is in my hands to do, and that's exactly what I've been doing. I last had PT on Tuesday of this week, and the consensus is that I'm healing very quickly. I'm a lot further ahead than where most people are at the 4-week mark per my PT. And, after talking and telling him what happened and what I did, I did have almost 2 weeks. I think it was 11 or 12 days time from injury to surgery. So I went into surgery with full, complete range of motion, was working my shoulder daily, lateral raises, front raises, anything I could to help strengthen the muscle as much as possible. So that likely paid benefit, and I'm hoping that continues as the recovery process, moves forward. So yeah, 4 weeks tomorrow. I'll have 2 more weeks in the sling. Once I reach the 6-week mark, PT will start to ramp up a little bit. I'll start to do a couple different things. I believe 8 weeks is when I'll start playing with resistance bands, and then weeks 10 to 12 is when I'll start doing resistance training. So I wish I could just blink and be at that 6-week mark, because I'm definitely tired of wearing the sling. It's not comfortable, but it is what it is. Got to do what I got to do. I'm not going to jeopardize things. I've been through surgery before. I had ACL surgery 10 years ago at the age of 18. And, I definitely, my knowledge, with health and fitness recovery definitely was nowhere near where it is now. So I'm taking this very seriously. This is my top priority. And I'm, trying to make it as best as I can. So that is my story. That is where I'm at now. Like I said, 4 weeks, PT right now is really just manually moving around my arm and shoulder. I'm not doing any movement with it myself other than just straight up and down, along my stomach like this. No pain, even in PT, no pain. I feel the slightest stretch when he moves my arm, but no pain, which is obviously good. Like I said, healing very well. And yeah, so that's, basically what happened, where I'm at now. And it was a hard pill to swallow in the beginning, especially someone for me being super active and, always pushing myself in the gym and, doing things. I had to cancel a vacation, vacation to me. I had to cancel a hiking trip due to it. And, it was definitely not an easy thing to, accept at first, but, over the last few weeks, I've realized that as much as I, thought, I had control over, right? Because, weightlifting for me was something that I've always had control over. And, it saved me at a young age, when I went through a lot of hard times in my life. And, it really just made me realize that, no, even weightlifting, even something that, I'm going into the gym every day, picking up the weights and, eating right and recovering. Like, even that is not in my control, and it's not in any of our control. The only thing that any of us in this world have control over is how we react to certain situations we're faced with, both positive and negative. And that was a very, difficult lesson for me. Because when I'm in the gym, I won't lie, obviously there's sometimes I feel invincible and, nothing could touch me, nothing could hurt me. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that feeling. And it wasn't easy to come to terms with. That's not the truth. Things can hurt me, things can break. I'm human, and lo and behold, I tore my pec, in a freak way. And, there wasn't anything I could do about it. All I could control was how I, react to the situation. And, now, all I can control is, how I handle my nutrition and doing the necessary things I need to do, PT, to recover and overcome this. And at the end of the day, that is the only option for me, is to overcome it. I refuse to let it beat me. And I made a promise to myself that I am going to not just get back to where I was, but I'm going to be better both physically and mentally once this whole thing is all said and done. So yeah, that is my story, guys. That's where I'm at right now. I'll probably do another update 2 weeks once the sling comes off. But if anyone has any questions, maybe you are watching this and just found out you tore your pec, something of the sorts, which I don't wish that on anyone. But if there's any questions that you have, feel free to reach out. You can find me on, any of the social links below: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can email me, confessoreconditioning@gmail.com. More than happy to just chat, offer, my, experience, anything like that, anything that I did. And so that's my story. That's where I'm at right now. And from here, it's only onward and upward. So I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to do, like I said, more updates throughout this whole process and document this journey. I meant to do a video a couple weeks ago at the start, but things were just, like I said, it was tough just kind of, getting through that first week or two. So anyway, here is where I'm at right now. And like I said, we're only going to get better. So appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you soon.